Well, Hrabbý,
Friday.
it's Friday again.
Yes.
And we're in the countryside this time for our first weekend together with our group.
Yeah.
We're starting your personal transformation, which is a 9-month program.
Yeah.
And we started with going to the countryside.
Yes. We always do that. The first weekend, we go out of town. So we go out to the countryside just to have more peace and quiet and to give us the chance to experience the quietness and connect to ourselves and then to the other people around as well. Because and that's what we wanted to talk about a little bit today. Being connected versus being disconnected.
Yeah. And a lot of us are disconnected from ourselves, are disconnected from other people, from nature.
We get a lot of people in our school or to our seminars, workshops that they all share this same problem, is that they say, I feel alone, I feel disconnected, I feel like nobody understands me, and I have a problem reaching out to people, especially
And
through my heart.
feeling really connected.
Yeah. Feeling connected to yourself as well. Yeah.
But we have experienced the same.
Yeah.
Feeling disconnected from people, from society, feeling disconnected from nature and from life in general.
Yeah, from ourselves. Feeling that you're living somebody else's life and doing things that you don't necessarily want to do, but you feel that you should be doing for one or another reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we were talking about this earlier in the week, and where we went through, how well we dealt with this. And first of all, we went out to nature, and that's one of the places where we can really disconnect from the noise that's usually in our lives, and that's what we want to do. We want to be able to feel peace within and connect to ourselves, and then we need to disconnect from the things that keep us disconnected, which is usually all the noise, all the activities that are going around, chats and social media, and some people that are not having a good impact in our lives. No, just go out in nature and have some time for ourselves. And that's where we started, and a lot of our work started. We felt the need to go out and just connect with Mother Earth, to connect with nature, and to really sense the peace and the quietness that we first, or at that time, could only feel there.
Just to lie on your back for 5 minutes, 10 minutes out in nature. Just focus on the sounds that you hear, the smell, just the general feeling and energy all around you. I think often that I got more rest from 10 minutes in nature than from a whole night's sleep when I was going through my most stressful period. Because it was a place where I could really, it was both where you were able to connect and maybe disconnect in a good way, as you say, disconnect from all the things that are all the noise in your life. And it's also like going into a loading dock or a charger for your phone or your car, because it charges you up with really good energy and calmness as well.
So it's good both for our physical body and for our energy bodies to really go out and just be.
And we've been seeing there's been a lot of things happening in Iceland right now that have made us aware that maybe as a society we are not in the place that we want to be. There's a lot of young people that are feeling disconnected, feeling lonely, dealing with anxiety and dealing with mental problems, being neglected by the system mostly, and also being maybe emotionally neglected by the society, the parents, the family, or the people that are busy doing other things because we are always following the noise instead of following our hearts. And we find it quite interesting that every time something happens that shows us that this is the reality that we live in, majority of the people living in the society, the first thing that they shout is, what is the government going to do? What is the president going to do? And but our question is, that's not maybe our question. Our question is, what am I going to do? How can I change my life, my perspective, so I can take care of myself? I can take care of the people I love, and I can radiate that out to everyone around me and be a good example for people that are following me.
Because it's as simple as that we cannot, have peace around us if we cannot feel peaceful inside.
No.
And we need to take responsibility for that. And we need to take responsibility for our actions, for our behavior, and what we send out to society. And we need to take responsibility for our anger and for
Blame.
not dealing with our issues. And that's something that we need to work through, and we're never done.
Yeah.
But we've been
But when we are
going for years.
being disconnected also means that you're constantly running away from what you feel. And you are suffocating yourself in noise, in social media, other people, in work, some kind of addiction, whatever. You are doing everything you can to drown the noise so you don't have to deal with how you feel. And that is how we end up in a place where young people feel isolated. They feel not heard, not seen. They are scared, they are nervous, they attack each other with weapons, they are doing drugs, they're doing all kinds of things, just trying to reach out and trying to find their place in the world. But it's hard to find your place in the world when you don't have the role models you don't have the best role models, because your parents and the adults around you, they are more focused on everything else than looking within. And I think for me at least, it changed a lot in my life when I shifted my focus, because I was playing the blame game a lot. I definitely I mean, I have five stepchildren, it's that was complicated. A complicated adjustment period. So I know the blame game quite well. I've played it. Been a star player. But as soon as you shift your perspective and you start to take responsibility for your part in your life, for your decisions, and doing the best you can to be a good role model and show the people around you it's okay to have feelings, it's okay to do mistakes, as long as you acknowledge that you did a mistake and you do better. You use it as a learning point. But we are very our society is demanding of people that we never admit that we do mistakes, and that is a dangerous place to live in.
And even if people make mistakes, they don't necessarily take responsibility for
No.
it. You could say, I made a mistake, but then what happens after that? But I think also for adults, if we cannot listen to ourselves, how are we supposed to listen to the people around us and really be able to deal with things? If our heart is shouting, like we know very well, our heart was shouting as loudly as possible at us to do differently and to change our lives and really focus within, but we didn't listen. And what happened? We had this severe life exhaustion. We need to be able to listen to ourselves, to listen to our hearts. And often the mind is taking over and we're taught to be practical, but it might be going against who we are deep within. And we need to listen to who we are, and we need to figure out a way to listen to the heart, to get to know ourselves in a way so that we can act on that and we can live our lives according to what our heart is calling for.
Definitely.
But it takes time to connect to our heart. It takes time to start listening. And for us, nature was the first thing. And then when we start going out in nature, we feel more peace, we feel more rested. and we can more easily start to listen to ourselves because there is not all this noise around us. And that's one way. And also meditations were really and are still an essential part of our spiritual life, because we have to meditate just to, for me it's a necessary thing so that I can live my life as I want to live it. Otherwise I start to feel anxious. I ground myself, but I'm still not grounded well enough. I start to lose focus on what's most important. So regular meditation is a necessity for me, and I feel so much better when I practice that. And when I start, when something comes up, or when I start feeling anxious or stressed, then the first thing I do is sit down and meditate, or go out in nature, or both at the same time.
I was a really nervous kid. I was always really anxious, and I also always felt very disconnected to the people around me, and I always felt like an outsider, even though if nobody saw me as an outsider, it was this inner feeling of standing just a little bit outside every group I was participating in, and quite often feeling very lonely, even if I was surrounded by friends and good people in work, and I felt that the kind of the breakthrough point for me to get out of that feeling was to practice through meditation, connecting with nature, connecting with the elementals, connecting with angels, the all the beautiful light beings we have all around us to support us. The dragons, my favorite. So that was like a breakthrough point for me, because after I've started to do that, I can tap into this feeling that I am never alone. I am always a part of something. I am a part of this big consciousness that we are all a part of. We are not, nobody is an island,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then when we feel all the, not just that we are not alone, but all the support that we have,
Yeah.
and we start working with the universe to create the life we want, and we can get closer and closer to where we want to be, it's so much easier to connect with other people and feel a part of society, because we are society. It's not us and then society. We are the society, but we need to feel as we are a part of that. And we are, but the more connected we are, the easier things are. And also, for me, it also becomes easier to understand where people are that are going through different things, and understanding in many ways why society as it is. And then obviously for us, working with people on changing how they feel, how they see themselves in society, how they look at themselves, and how they live their life. So
Yeah.
your personal transformation first weekend.
Yes, very
I'm
excited.
excited for that.
We'll start in 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm so
Very excited to start with a new group of people.
on a 9-month journey.
On a 9-month journey of personal transformation. And it's always, I know that we are not supposed to be surprised that people have great results going through this program, but every single year I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blown away when
Blown
we
away.
see how amazing things people can do, and what they change, and how they change their view of themselves, and how they create stronger connections with people they may have been traveling with through life for many years. So
And just
it is
clearing up the bullshit.
Yeah.
I think that's the main, that's the best result. Yeah.
Getting more value from living life.
Yeah. So until next Friday,
Yes.
we have to run out and do some guiding. We hope that you have a great weekend.